Mm-hmm. the guys in black?
Aaron.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks.
All right. Here we go. Aaron Devils versus the Woolwich Wildcats. McDonald in for the face-off. He wins it cleanly. Paquette off the near boards and over the blue line. Wildcats clear that back out. McDonald pressuring, gets it back to the far corner. Out through the middle. Martin, a little miscommunication with McDonald. Neither could decide who was going to take the shot. Paquette back in his own zone behind the net. Freer tries to shovel it to the corner. Puck comes out. Paquette clears to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Paquette, cross-ice pass, sent for McDonald. Icing, no icing. McDonald pressuring. Wildcats right to Owen McDonald. McDonald out front, cleared out of the way by the Wildcats. To Douglas at the near boards. Wildcats chipping around him down the left wing. Stop there at center ice. McDonald back in over the blue line. Touch to the middle, just has his stick poked off. Wildcats down the left wing and over the blue line. Shot high and wide of the net. Rebound comes to Barth at the blue line. He'll clear that to center ice. Wildcats to the Devils blue line. They'll fire it in. They're offside. Had to clear it. Topper in the far corner. Sends it to Douglas from the near side. To Barth. He'll send it down the right wing. Steps around the defense. Barth with a backhand on target. Held for the whistle by the Woolwich goaltender. Schleier in for the draw, gets it to the far corner. Wildcats pick it up. They'll send that up to center ice. Inman runs over his man. Puck settles down in the far corner of the Devils' zone. Wildcats behind the net to the near side. Centering pass. On target. Shot. Missed wide of the net. Lifted high up to center ice. Back in the Wildcats' zone. Barth pressuring. Chasing his man behind the net to the far corner. Gray to Hinneman at the blue line. He gets a shot off. Deflected wide. Marlborough picks up the rebound on the near side. Centering pass. McEwen turning and firing. Doesn't get all of it. Easy save for the Wildcats goaltender. They'll play it up off the boards to center ice. Bit of a collision. Hinneman back in over the blue line. Tries to skate through the defense. They steal the puck and clear it to center ice. Into the Wildcats zone. Devils had to clear. Wildcats up the near wing. The blue line stripped there by Smith. He was all alone, had nowhere to go to. Wildcats off the glass to center. Paquette picks it up. Sends it across ice to Freer. Long lead pass missed. Gray picked up by the Wildcats. Intercepted at center ice in over the blue line. Freer to Bray, he backhands that out of the zone. Wildcats send it back in. Paquette to Smith on the near wing. Had to take that on his backhand. Backs up to pick it up. Cross to Paquette. Lead pass for Smith or Martin. Martin through the defense. Lets a shot go. Deflect. Saved wide. Nobody was out front for the rebound that Martin sent out front. Wildcats get to the red line and lift it into the Devils zone. Freer battling. McDonald steps around his man, gets it to his brother. Back up to McDonald down the right wing. In over the blue line. Drop pass by Martin. McDonald overskated it. Back to McDonald to the blue line. Steps around one, kicks it up to his stick and in over the blue line. Sends it to Flyer into the face-off. Won that cleanly past Topner to the far corner of the Devils' end. Topner turns, fires it to the far side. Flyer steps in. At the half boards. Wildcats Pass it back to the point. Quick shot on target. Ellsworth makes the save. Schleier to Barth. Down the right side. Barth in deep to the corner. He'll take that behind the net to the far side. Barth under all kinds of pressure. Topner pinching. Bray was in for the face-off. The linesman didn't like what he saw. Intimate steps in to take the face-off deep in the Wildcats' end. Wildcats on it. Intimate gets it to the corner, picked up by the Wildcats. They'll send it up to center ice, lifted in off the near wing, deep in the Devil zone. Marlborough turns and fires. That gets past everybody and up to center ice. Wildcats turn and fire it back in the Devil's end, all wrong side of center ice for icing. .9:48 to go in the first period. Donald on the draw, has the stick tied up. Wildcats tried to lift to the boards to the blue line, just hops over Marlborough's stick. Intimate, back in his own end, lets the guy go. Ellsworth out to hold it for the whistle. Face off to the left of Ellsworth. McDonald steps in to take it. Bouncing puck, McDonald clears it behind, fired hard around the near wing. Wildcats at center. Lift that into the zone on target. Ellsworth to play it. Sends it there for Paquette. Lead pass for McDonald. He'll take it down the right wing into the blue line. Hits the brakes, catches an edge. Puck sits there for a second. Cleared to the blue line. Paquette. Cross to Freer. Freer with the shot. Loose puck out front. In some feet. Devils can't seem to get a handle on it. McDonald gets the puck behind the net. Comes up the near side. All kinds of traffic. It's Martin. Martin has the stick tied up. Couldn't get the shot off cleanly. Wildcats clear that. Schleier gets it to the corner. Wildcats turn, fire it down. On target, Ellsworth there to stop it. Paquette. Sends it across. Topner on the half boards. He gets it from behind. Delayed penalty. Wildcats touch it for the whistle. 39 to play in the first period. Pressure. Martin drags it to the far corner. It's a stick on it. Takes a funny hop off. 1:26 to go on the penalty. Martin at the blue line, back into Schleier. Cross ice, intended for Intimate, just out of his reach. Wildcats cleared out along the far wing. McDonald gets there first, being pressured behind the net. McDonald through center, in over the Wildcats blue line. That's in front. Shot off the toe shave. McDonald still with the puck behind the net. Tries to center it. Back to McDonald. He spins. Shot on target. Topner couldn't get the rebound in. Did not get it any deeper. Wildcats send it back in the Devil zone. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. Marlborough to Barth. Back to Marlborough in the near corner. McDonald to Barth. Barth out over the blue line. Backhand pass to Paquette. He gains the zone. Paquette in the corner. Out front for Bray. A little too late for that one-timer. He had the wide open net. Wildcats down the left wing. Shot. Bad save. Rebound. It's there. Ellsworth's on it, holds it for the whistle. Gray in for the draw, won by the Wildcats to the point, shot. Target tipped wide by the Wildcats defender, winger. McEwen back in behind the net for Douglas to the far side. A little miscommunication by the Devils going on here. Chip to the near corner. Douglas to Smith at the center ice. Smith down the right wing, couldn't lift it in deep enough. Wildcats in front, shot on target. Ellsworth with the save, but that'll get the whistle for the penalty. Devils penalty number 20, Dante Douglas, 2 minutes for tripping. Schleier steps in to take the face-off. From draw, Schleier kicks it up to the blue line, not out. Wildcats to the near wing. Misfire. Dumped it into the near corner. Back to the blue line to the half boards. Paquette gets a piece of it, clears that up through center ice. Marcinko was ready to go for it, but got called back. Wildcats down the right wing to the blue line. In offside. Topner turns and fires it into the near corner of the Wildcats zone. Marcinko and Schleier pressing from the distance. Wildcats up through center ice to the Devils blue line and in the zone. Paquette gets another piece of it. Clear shot down the ice. Point. Turns and fires. Steered wide by Ellsworth. Lead pass for Barth. One-on-one, Barth in over the blue line. It's Chaco on target, but saved by the Wildcats goal. McDonald in for the face-off. McDonald has it tied up, gets it to the corner. Cross ice to the blue line. Bit of a collision. McDonald takes a bit of a shot. Cleared up the right wing by Freer. Wildcats dump it back in the zone. Martin tried to go off the glass, lifted it too high into the Devils bench. McDonald steps in for the face-off. Strong draw. McDonald kicks it back to the corner. Topner off the boards to the blue line. Martin couldn't clear it out. Wildcats send it back in. Topner kicks it to the corner. Loose puck comes out. Douglas picks it up. Takes it to the near wing for McDonald. McDonald. Lead pass. Intended for Martin. Just under his stick. Too far for icing. Minute 57 to go in the first period. McDonald in for the face-off. McDonald gets waved out. Ray McDonald steps in. Lindemann sends it down the far wing to Martin at center ice. He gets stripped up. McDonald strips it, gets to the blue line and in. Wildcats clear it right back. No, they don't clear it out. Second effort comes to center ice. Lindemann off the near boards, nobody's home except for the Wildcats. They'll bring it in over the left wing of the Devils zone. In the near corner behind the Devils net. Picked up by Marlborough. Lead pass to Martin. McDonald in for the face-off. He wins that clean. Paquette at the blue line. One-timer attempt for Marlborough missed. Wildcats turn and fire back in the Devils zone. Paquette. The left wing for Barth. He blitzed the blue line. Barth cuts to the middle. Centering pass for Bray. Shot was deflected just wide. Sent it to the near side. Marlborough to the half boards. Across to Paquette. 30 seconds to go in the period. Barth shot. Loose puck picked up by Barth behind the net. Turn and send it down into the Devils' end. That'll about do it for the first period. No score after one. Here we go to start the second period. Devils with a 42-second power play. Martin on the face-off, wasn't clean. Comes to Hindeman. He sends it back to McDonald. McDonald down the right wing. In over the blue line. McDonald with a shot. Block or save. Rebound comes to Hindeman. He takes it to the near corner. Shovels it behind the net for Martin. Martin lifts it off the boards to the behind the far corner. Clear to the blue line. McDonald kept it in. Skates around one. McDonald across to Hindeman. He had to reach. Couldn't get the quick shot off. Topner. Gets it to the corner. Wildcats. They'll clear it. 2 seconds to go on the penalty. Schleier back to collect it in his own end. Schleier with speed. Cuts through the middle. Bit of a stick check. Schleier lost the puck. Topner muscles it in over the blue line. Wildcats clear right back out. Wildcats turn, fired off the foot. Rebound sat there. He missed the net by Ellsworth's going to check those boards out. Ray steps in for the face-off. Won by the Wildcats. Misfired. McEwen gets it to the blue line, but not out. Paquette for McEwen. In over the blue line. McEwen to the half boards. Back to the blue line. Clear. Stabs at it to keep it in the zone. Bray. He's a bit tied up. Got 3 Devils and 3 Wildcats along the half course here. Smith got a piece of it, sends it back into the mix. Wildcats finally cleared up through center, down into the Devils zone for icing. Schleier steps in to take the face off. And the referee didn't like it. The reset. Barth takes the draw, gets to the near corner, clear to the blue line out. Wildcats down the right wing, over the Devils blue line. Schleier slows him down, clears the puck to the far blue line, but not out. Shot wide of the net, rebound to the near half boards. Wildcats turn fire behind the net. Hinneman's there, gets a piece of it to the near side, off the glass, but not out. Wildcats behind the net to the far corner, send it back and around the near side. Hinneman drags that puck out from behind the net. Pass up the right wing. Barth in the far corner. He gets pushed off of it. Wildcats up the near side. Chipped it around Marlborough. In front, shot. Doesn't get enough of it. Ellsworth makes the save. Puck's clear to the near side. Wildcat. Wildcats goal scored at 11:25 to go in the second period. McDonald in for the face-off. Won by the Wildcats, back to their blue line. Martin pressing. Wildcats played up the center ice and lifted into the Devils' territory. Douglas sends it around the far boards. Wildcats defense is pinching. Bouncing puck comes back to the blue line, not out. In McDonald's feet. Owen McDonald clears it out off the linesman to stay out of the zone. Wildcats with possession at center ice. Over the right wing of the Devils' territory. That puck will go behind. Martin takes it to the corner, centering pass. Behind McDonald. He's on the near boards to pick it up. Played back to top, they're just out of his reach. Wildcats cleared up out of the zone to center ice. Pass across in over the Devils' blue line. Centering pass. Runs out of room, shot. Puck in the Devils' zone to the far side. Clear to the blue line, but not out. Shot. On target, Ellsworth's going to hold that one for the whistle. Marcinko in for the faceoff. Has it in his feet. Marcinko. Lead pass intended for McEwen. Marcinko picks up the loose puck, kicks it up to his skates through center ice. In over the blue line. Shot. Missed high over the net. Rebound almost came out front. Marcinko on the near side. McEwen steps in to help. The Freer at the half boards. Loose puck. Marcinko with the backhand doesn't get all of it. Puck in the near corner. The Wildcats are going back to the penalty box for interference. .9:13 to go in the second period. Martin steps in for the faceoff. Bouncing puck. Third to McDonald at the blue line. Just overskated it. McDonald does a good job. Gets it to Schleier at the half boards. He'll send it into the far corner for McDonald or for Martin. Martin to Schleier. Schleier across to McDonald at the point. In deep for Hinneman. Cross up there. Centering pass. Went past everybody. Martin turns and takes it back into the far corner behind the net. To Toppner. Up to Hinneman. To McDonald in the slot. McDonald under pressure gets the puck over to Hinneman. Cross to McDonald. Thrown on net. Loose puck sits there. Battle of sticks. Wildcats end up clearing it down the ice. On target. Ellsworth sends it to McDonald, who cuts through center ice and in over the blue line. McDonald through traffic. Hinneman with the puck. Across to Schleier. He sends it in deep. Martin back to Schleier. Across. Just out of the reach of Hinneman. Hinneman to McDonald. On the point, shot blocked in front. Schleier with the rebound, loose puck. Shot trickles just wide of the net. Martin behind the net, sends it out front, just out of McDonald's reach. That'll clear the zone. Devils changing. McDonald plays it back to Topner. Topner, long lead pass. McDonald's trying to get off, wasn't paying attention to where the puck was. That'll be icing. McDonald in for the face-off. Wildcats get it to the corner. Ray. Cross ice to Barth. Barth takes it in deep. To the near side. Back to 5-on-5. Barth to Paquette. Shot from the point. Blocked in front. Stretch pass. That'll be too far for icing. Marcinko in for the face-off. Marcinko. From McEwen to Douglas. Douglas lifts it off the glass into the near corner. Marcinko back to McEwen. Cross to Topner at the point. Shot wide of the net. Rebound. Picked up by McEwen. Tries to get it in deep. One's calling a hand pass and one's waving it off. Hand pass gets the call. So Marcinko in for the face-off just outside the Wildcats zone. Smith almost picked that one off. Douglas falling. Wildcats fire it in. Ice beats the icing. Topner on his man. Wildcats in the near corner. Walked out front with it. Shot. That's in. Wildcats goal scored at 6:26 to go in the second period. McDonald in for the face-off. McDonald wins it, drags it back to center ice. Martin just out of the reach of Hinneman. Delayed penalty on the Devils. Wildcats goaltender finally gets to the bench. And will be touched to center ice for the whistle. Devils penalty number 17, William Hinneman. 2 minutes for hooking. 6:04 to play in the second period. McDonald in for the face-off. And by the Wildcats to the point, back into the half boards. Shot from a steep angle, that was blocked. Puck played to the near corner, back in behind the net by the Wildcats. Paquette has it along the far boards. Wildcats pin them, get the puck out to the near side. Played to the blue line. Martin pressuring, gets him to clear the zone all the way back to the zone blue line. Wildcats. Cross ice pass to the near wing. I'll just lift it into the zone. Paquette does a good job, drags it into his feet and keeps it along the backboards. Wildcats got a piece of it. Marlborough gets hauled down, no call. Wildcats clear it behind the net to the far corner. Back to Marlboro. He gets a piece of it behind the net. He turns and fires. Grabs the puck back. That hit the Wildcats player. Marlboro at the blue line. I think that hit the linesman. Marlboro turns and fires. Wide of the net. Cleared out of the zone. McDonald picks it right back up. Gets it in. McDonald off the boards out front. He gets run over. Who's calling what? Wildcats penalty, 2 minutes for hooking. 4-on-4 for 35 seconds. Yeah.
Got too many, what? Too many.
4:39 to go in the second period. McDonald in for the faceoff. Another one won by the Wildcats. They'll play it off the glass and up to center ice. Paquette back at his blue line, gets it across to McDonald at center ice. McDonald's in a rebound shot. High over the net. Rebound comes to the near half boards. Wildcats play it back in deep. Schleier, McDonald pressing. Schleier in the corner, gets it to McDonald. He catches an edge. McDonald around the defense. McDonald picks up a loose puck behind the net, hits the brakes. He gets dragged out of the way, no call. Wildcats pick it up, bring it down the right wing, passed across. Paquette sitting there waiting at center ice. Devils are on the power play. Paquette pressuring. Wildcats turn, fire it hard off the glass, comes to the far blue line but not out. McDonald walks in with the shot. Bad save, rebound. McDonald couldn't get there in time, kicked back in front of the Wildcats net. We'll send it all the way down into the Devils' territory. Ellsworth. Five on three for 49 seconds or less. Martin steps in to take the face-off. Bouncing puck. Wildcats get a piece of it, and they'll send that down into the Devils' territory. McDonald back to collect it. Schleier with the shot, saved by the Wildcats goaltender. McDonald, shot blocked. Rebound goes to the far corner. 15 seconds to go on the first penalty. Martin to McDonald to Hinneman. To Schleier with the shot. Martin with the rebound, couldn't bury it. Martin behind the net. First penalty's over, 5 on 4. Hinneman. Martin. Sorry, Schleier. He'll sends it in for Topner behind the net. Topner. Hinneman back into Topner. Schleier back to Topner. Schleier at the point. He sends it in. Hinneman with the one-timer. With the shot, and the net was off. Timeout called by the Devils. Just for those of you at home that are watching this hockey game instead of the Jays game, it's 2-0 Blue Jays. 10 minutes are over. 2:13 to go in the second period. 45 seconds to go in the Wildcats penalty. Martin on the faceoff gets to Schleier in the far corner. Schleier moving around. Pass across the top here. That hit a Wildcat stick. He gets it to Hinneman at the point. Hinneman back into Topner. Topner and Hinneman changing places. Cross ice. Intended for McDonald. Picked off by the Wildcat in the box for interference. Ellsworth challenging. But bad save. Ellsworth keeps it out. Martin in for the face-off, deep in his own end. He wins it clean. Fired harder on the blue line, or boards to the blue line out to center. Wildcats turn and fire it off the glass. Takes another funny hop. Hinneman. Intended save by Ellsworth. Period. Barth back in for the face-off. Another one by the Wildcats. 1 minute to go. Shinko on the draw, won that, shovels it over the Wildcats blue line. Wildcats up to the point. Topner comes into the zone, bring it in to the near corner. Wildcats turn, send it behind the net to the far side to the half boards. Smith lifted high into the rafters by the Wildcats. Now they keep the face off in the zone. 16 seconds to go in the second period. Marchenko in for the face-off. Won by the Wildcats to the far side. They'll play it behind the net. 3 Devils on it. Smith gets tripped up right at the end of the period. 5 seconds to go. The Wildcats are going to the penalty box. Martin in for the face-off. Late change, so Martin's getting waved out. Schleier steps in to take it. Schleier, Martin, across to Barth with the shot blocked in front. Wildcats clear that down the ice. That'll do it for the second period. Here we go to start the third period. Devils down by 3. We have maintenance at the Devils gate. There we go. Wildcats still with the penalty for minute 55. Martin wins the draw. McDonald turns, fires it around the boards to the near side. Wildcats pick it up. Cleared out of the zone. McDonald couldn't quite keep it in on time. Wildcats turn, fire it down. Ellsworth sets it there for Marlborough. Marlborough up to Schleier and over the blue line. Schleier. Centering passing. Made it through. Goaltender makes a big pad save. Back to McDonald at the point. Another shot. Bouncing puck. He sends it to Marcinko. Stripped there by the Wildcats, and they'll turn and fire it down the ice. Played behind the net to the near side for Schleier. He gets to the corner. Wildcats still with it. In deep to the corner. Schleier bumps his man. McDonald picks up the loose puck. McDonald out over the blue line, up through center ice. And the Wildcats end. Toe drag. Couldn't hold on to it. Toffner gets to the blue line of the boards. Wildcats clear it down the ice. That puck's rolling. It'll go all the way down behind the Devils' goal. Schleier. To Marlborough. Marlborough off the near side, intended for Toffner, picked off by the Wildcats, and send it back in the zone. McDonald tries to step around one, got away with it. Barth, lead pass for Paquette in over the blue line to the corner. Wildcats falling. Toffner to Barth, played out front. Near side. Half boards. Barth keeps it in. It's a bit of a cross check. Clears to the blue line. Paquette holds it in. Bouncing puck. Off from the point. Ellsworth makes the save. Wildcats still with possession in deep. Schleier turns, fires it off the boards to Bray at the half boards. He lets it go to Paquette, up to Barth. Barth shovels it down the left wing. Couldn't step around the Wildcats forward to get the puck. Wildcats throw it back into the Devils' territory. Toffner. To Douglas off his foot. Marcinko steps in for the faceoff. By the Wildcats. Period over the glass and out of play. Douglas, he'll get back before the icing. Douglas holds it behind the net. See his man played it to the near corner. Wildcat centering attempt. Off the skate. Shot on target. Loose puck. Ellsworth makes 2 great saves. Finally covers the puck for the whistle. .17 to go in this third period. McDonald in for the faceoff. And by the Wildcats to the slot. Shot, pad save, kick to the far boards. Bray. And McDonald in behind the Devils' net. Bray gets it to the near side. McDonald spinning. Takes it back to the corner. Bouncing puck shot. Hard in. McDonald's going to want that one back. Flyer in for the face-off. He wins it. Bray picks up the loose puck. Chips it down the left wing into the zone. Wildcats cleared to the blue line, kept there by Marlborough. Finally, they'll clear it out. Paquette holds him, gets it across to the near wing for Marlborough. Cross ice to Paquette. He'll take it down the left wing and over the blue line. Paquette cuts through traffic, gets the puck to the near corner. Paquette still on it. Schleier in to help. Wildcats come up with it off the glass and around to the far side. We'll chip at that one down into the Devils' territory. Back to Marlborough. To Paquette. Lead pass for Barth through the legs. Barth picks it up. Takes it down the right side. Overskates it. Drop pass Schleier. He centers it. No Devils were there to bury that puck. Wildcats down the left side and over the blue line. Right up through center. Down into the Wildcats blue line. Barth pressuring. He wins that foot race. Barth throws it out front. Picked off by the Wildcats. Smith gets a piece of it to the far boards. Wildcats jump on that loose puck and clear it down to the Devils blue line. Barth to Freer. Freer shovels it to center ice. Cinco ties up his man for a second. Wildcats back in over the blue line. They'll hit the brakes. All kinds of pressure. Devils can't seem to get anything going tonight. Wildcats in. Cleared up to McEwen at center ice. He'll get the red line and dump it in the zone. Cinco pressuring. Wildcats. They pass it up out of their zone and over the Devils blue line. Centering attempt. Picked off by Martin. He'll throw it off the boards to center ice. Shot missed wide by the Wildcats. We'll go for a change. Hits the brakes, looking for redemption. Shot, couldn't hold on to it. Puck rolls back to center ice. Marlborough across to Hinneman. Back to Marlborough in the Devils' end. Long lead pass through center. Nobody touched it, and that'll be icing. 8:03 to go in the third period. Schleier in for the faceoff. Moves that one to the far corner. Freer behind the net to the near side. Right back to Freer in the far corner. Bray to Schleier out of the blue line. Schleier, he gets hauled down. And the Wildcats are going back to the box. 2 minutes for hooking. Loose puck. Wildcats get it to the far corner to the blue line. Held there by Paquette. And Barth loses the handle and clears the zone. Takes it back in for offside. McDonald takes it back to the corner. Bringing it over the right wing. Marlborough cuts through traffic. Wildcats players run into each other. Loose puck in front. Shum. Martin in for the faceoff. 1:03 to go in the Wildcats penalty. Wildcats win it. Shot from a steep angle, missed just wide. Topner. Schleier passed everybody. McDonald back in his own end to pick it up. Donald down the left side. Wildcats turn, send it back down into the Devils territory. Ellsworth sets it up for Hindeman. Lead pass for Chopner. He'll play that back to Martin. Martin in over the blue line. Cuts to the middle. Loose puck. Hauled down. And they scored. Devils goal scored by number 11, Owen McDonald. 6:11 to go in the third period. Let's get 3 more. Marchenko in for the faceoff. Bouncing puck straight to Smith. Smith brings it over the right wing. Sends it down into the corner behind the net to the far side. McEwen cuts off the angle. Wildcats play around the near wing to the half board. Marchenko back in for the face-off. One cleanly to Freer. Freer off the boards. Turned and fired in off the glass. Wow, Marchenko went over the blue line. Marchenko through the middle. Loose puck. Couldn't reel in the backhand. Arth to Paquette at the blue line. He got pressured. And it's in. .449 to go in the third period. Flyer for the face-off. Won by the Wildcats. They'll lift it into the Devils' territory from just the other side of center ice. Right up the right wing by the Devils. Cleared the zone. Hinneman off his helmet. Wasn't sure where it was. Marlborough stabs at it. Gets it back to Hinneman. He'll take it behind the Devils' net to the far side. Cleared to the blue line out. Devils pass it. The Wildcats pass it in over the Devils' blue line on the left side. Marlborough tried to get it to Barth. Picked off by the Wildcats. Schleier intercepts that. Barth, right over the Devils' blue line, just lost that center ice. There's puck, Schleier chases the Wildcats into their zone. Barth pressuring. Right around the near wing. Cross ice for McDonald. McDonald in over the right side. Through traffic, slow played. Gets the shot off, steered to the near corner. Thrown out front. Shot by Barth. Faulkner with the rebound. Fires just wide. McDonald picks it up. Circles to the half board. Sends it across for Barth in the far corner. Barth spinning. Sends it to Topner at the point. Topner with another shot. Stick save high over the glass and out of play. .307 to play in the third period. McDonald steps in to take the face-off. Bouncing puck. Cleared to the blue line for Topner. He pinches, gets it to the far corner. Topner under pressure. Shovels it behind the net. Schleier pins it. McDonald steps in to help. Martin. Sorry, not Schleier, Martin. In the far corner. McDonald. He gets stripped of it. Wildcats pass up through the blue line and out of to center ice. Back in the Devils' territory. Douglas keeping his man on the outside. Chases him all the way around to the far blue line. Held there. McDonald couldn't play it off the boards and out. Wildcats in the far corner. Topner. Sends it back. Shot. All the way back to the near blue line. Rebound turn. Fired wide of the net. Topner and McDonald in the far corner. Wildcats with the puck behind the Devils net. Topner gets to the near corner for Douglas. 1:58 to go. Douglas with the long stretch pass picked off by the Wildcats. They'll lift it back in the zone. Douglas behind his net, turns, fires through center. That's on target. Wildcats goaltender holds it there. Fired to the Devils blue line. Shot. Held by Ellsworth for the save. Marcinko in for the faceoff. By the Wildcats to the point, played off the glass to the near corner. Paquette behind the net. Sends it to McEwen. He gets the stick lifted. Wildcats with the puck in the far corner. Paquette pressuring. Marcinko steps in to help. Wildcats still with possession in deep the Devils' territory. Marcinko pressures his man off and Freer off the glass up to center ice. 1 minute to go in the third period. Clearing attempt off his own man. Trickles towards the Wildcats net. Wildcats up the left side in over the Devils blue line. Centering pass to no one. Smith sends that to Paquette. Paquette takes it down the far wing. In over the blue, lost it at the blue line. Wildcats turn and fire. Racing. 34.5 seconds to go in the period. Carlville's lead pass picked off. Wildcats happy just to dump it in deep in the Devils' end. 14 seconds to go in the period. Flyer hoping for one more. Lost it. Wildcats with the shot. Ellsworth makes the save and steers it to the corner. Turn fired. That'll do it for the game.